You've walked away. You've seen the truth. You've recognized that love shouldn't hurt this much. And yet here you are, alone, quiet, the weight of the past pressing gently against your chest. You thought leaving would feel like freedom. And it does, but it's also strange, isn't it? There's peace, yes, but there's also emptiness. You're staring at yourself in the mirror and asking, who am I now? Can I ever trust myself again? Will I ever love without losing myself? This is the part that nobody talks about. The silent aftermath. The space where healing begins, but nothing feels easy. Because leaving a toxic relationship is just the start. The real work comes now, the work of rebuilding your soul. That emptiness you feel, it's normal. It's not a sign that you failed. It's a sign that your spirit is trying to heal. After years of giving too much, you suddenly have nothing to give. And that can feel terrifying. You might feel lonely even in crowds, sad without reason, afraid to trust again. But hear the truth. You are not broken. You are resetting. Think of it like a forest after fire. It looks barren, lifeless, even cruel. But under the ashes, seeds are quietly preparing to grow. This is your life. This is your healing. So how do you start? Step 1, be gentle with yourself. You don't have to fix everything today. You don't have to feel joy immediately. You just have to show up. Step 2, reconnect with your own body. After toxicity, your body carries trauma. Tension in your chest, not in your stomach. Fatigue that no sleep can fix. Notice it. Breathe into it. Stretch, walk, move. Remind your body that it's safe again. Step 3, reconnect with your mind. Your thoughts have been shaped by someone else's words for so long. It's time to reclaim them. When that inner voice says, "You're not enough," answer, "I'm enough, I am learning, I am growing." And repeat it every day if necessary. Because healing is built in small, consistent steps. Not grand gestures, not instant change, but in tiny acts of self-respect that slowly become habits. Now that you're beginning to breathe again, it's time to remember who you are. Toxic relationships don't just take energy. They steal identity. They make you doubt your feelings, your choices, even your memory. Do you remember the things you used to love? The hobbies, the dreams, the passions you abandoned because they didn't approve? It's time to bring them back. Solitude is not loneliness. It's a sacred space where you can meet yourself again. When you're alone, you finally hear, what do I truly want? What makes me feel alive? What boundaries am I willing to defend? And it's in that silence that clarity emerges. Maybe it's journaling your feelings. Maybe it's going for long walks in nature. Maybe it's finally reading that book you never finished. Each act of solitude is a brick in the foundation of your self-worth. This is the moment where you learn. Not everyone gets access to your heart. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone can stay in your life and remain healthy for you. Boundaries are not walls. They are bridges, bridges that teach others how to treat you. Say no. Say yes, but only when it serves you. Say, I need space without guilt. Boundaries are one of the most powerful acts of self-love. Because they teach your body, your mind, and your spirit that you matter. Healing also means noticing old patterns before they repeat. Ask yourself, did I try to please everyone? Did I silence my feelings to avoid conflict? Did I stay because I feared being alone? These patterns are normal. They were survival mechanisms once. But now, they're outdated. You're learning a new way to choose yourself first without shame. And that choice, consistent, daily, intentional, is the most powerful step toward reclaiming your life. Once you've started reconnecting with yourself, you realize something profound. Love isn't something you chase. Love isn't something that completes you. Love is something you invite. From a place of wholeness. After toxicity, trust is fragile. And it should be. But hear the truth. Trust is not about others. Trust is about yourself. Trust that you can recognize red flags. Trust that you can say no. Trust that your boundaries will protect you. When you rebuild trust in yourself, you naturally attract healthier relationships. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It's not about letting them back in. It's not about saying what they did was okay. It's about freeing yourself from carrying their weight. It's about releasing the past so it doesn't steal your present. You forgive silently. You let go quietly. And you move forward with your dignity intact. As you rebuild, you notice a shift. You no longer seek validation outside. You no longer tolerate disrespect. You no longer compromise your identity to be accepted. And slowly, love begins to feel different. It feels safe. It feels generous. It feels like choice, not desperation. You realize the love that heals is the love that mirrors your own wholeness. So in part 2, you've learned to reclaim your mind, body, and spirit. Rediscover your passions and identity. Build boundaries that honor your worth. Release patterns that no longer serve you. But the journey doesn't end here. Next, in part 3, we'll explore conscious love, how to enter a relationship without losing yourself again. Because leaving, healing, and rebuilding are just the preparation. The real challenge and the real reward comes when you finally open your heart again, with awareness, courage, and self-love intact.